Hi guys, I'm Kris Petersen, founder of thelickfactory.com. Welcome back to another tip of the week. Now today what we're going to be having a look at is a simple technique for teaching you and helping you remember all the notes on the fretboard. Now right about there, I'm sure that the majority of you just went, right, stop, next video, let's have a look. But just hold off for 1 second. Chances are you already know all the notes across the fretboard. I'm just going to show you how to unlock it. Now, the difference between players that know the notes on the fretboard and don't know the notes on the fretboard, what is it? Well, realistically, you can get through an entire career without actually knowing any of the notes at all. You know, guitar is a patterned instrument. You can play through and you can solo and have chord changes and be a guitar hero without knowing anything at all when it comes to the individual notes you're playing. And there's nothing wrong with that. In my experience, what I've found is that if you know the notes on the fretboard, what it enables you to do is adapt quicker, it helps you learn faster, and it helps you to be able to know exactly what's going on at all times. And what that helps you do then is get more gigs, get more work, and that's important to all of us. So, with that being said, let's get into it. So I can pretty much hear you screaming at me right now to show you this technique. So, the notes on the fretboard, it's a very, very simple thing to do if you know one thing. Now that is knowing the notes on the E or the A string already. Now if you've just started basically playing or you have a basic understanding of chords or scales, pentatonic scales, you probably know these notes already because it does rely on these notes to be able to pull out a chord. For example, knowing that's an A or that's a D or a G. You do need to know that to be able to use those shapes. Now, if you're not aware of that already, unfortunately, you do have to sit down and nut out these two strings, the E and the A strings. You need to learn those notes first for this technique to work. All right, now, if you do know those notes, then let's run through it. So let's take the A on the 5th fret there on the 6th string. Now, what this technique is using relative positioning, relative octaving, knowing where the same note is at the higher octave in reference to where that tonic is, where the A is on that string, in this case. So if we take that A on the 5th fret there, we go down 2 strings, so down towards the floor, it's a higher in pitch. So we're going up to the D string, and then up 2 frets, up towards the bridge, we end up with the A again, the higher octave A. So it's down 2, up 2. And we have the same note. Then we can repeat the same process again, doing it, going down to the next string, so it ends up looking at the B string there. So we're on the D string, we go down through the G, up to the B string, and this time we go up 3 frets. That's 1, 2, 3, and that gives us the higher octave A there as well. A. So what that enables you to do is if you can pick a random note on the fretboard, so just say I go here, the 8th fret on the B string, which the B string is traditionally a string which most guitar players, when they're learning notes, that's the one for some reason tends to be the elusive string. But in this case, what you can do is just reverse the process. You have a look and you go back the 3 frets and up 2 strings to that note there on the D string on the 5th fret, and then back 2 frets, up 2 strings, it brings you to G. So you know that note there on the 8th fret is a G. All right, so you're probably going, okay, well that's easy enough, no problems. Now, what happens if the notes on the other 3 strings, on the high E string, the G string, or the A string? Well, the high E string should be easy enough. That's the same as the low string, so you should know that already. However, what you can do is double check yourself. The same technique that we just used for the E string works on the A string as well. So again, if we take the D, we'll take it on the 5th fret on the A string, go down 2 frets, and then up 2 frets towards the bridge. We have the relative octave, 1 octave higher, and then take that note there, the D on the G string there on the 7th fret, and again down 2 strings to the high E, and up 3 frets, we have the D again at the higher octave, which, if you compare that to your low E string, is on the 10th fret as well, so it's the same position. So you've checked yourself and you are correct. So it's pretty simple. It's using relative octave positioning. Now, I do have a bunch of exercises here which is going to help you learn these notes on the fretboard very, very easy, and I guarantee within 2 weeks you'll look at a note and know how to do it. And I'm going to share that with you right here today. So what you need to do is just click on the link below, and that's going to take you over to the Lick Factory blog site, and I've got that lesson for you right there and you can check that out. All right, until next week guys, that's the tip of the week. I'm Kris Petersen. I'll see you later.